If this is you, you are just at that point of giving up, or you have already given up, I want you to go back, take the pieces, pick up the pieces, and say, I have failed this time. I am going to try again. I want you to keep trying, because that sixth time, that seventh time, that eighth time might be that time when you will succeed. Be patient, be consistent, find yourself in the right community. You are scared of failure because you feel you're not good enough. You haven't even tried. A lot of people desire to succeed, but they are not thirsty for success. When you're thirsty for something, when you're passionate about achieving something, you will not be scared of failure. A lot of people have not made effort, but they are overwhelmed with the fear of meeting with obstacles. They are overwhelmed by what people will say, not wanting people to know that they have failed, or not wanting to face the challenges, or not wanting to face the outcome of failure. Unfortunately, if you want to succeed, you have to prepare to fail. Today, I'll be sharing my thoughts on conquering the fear of failure. If this is you, you have desires, you love to achieve something, one thing or the other, but you're scared of taking the bold step. You haven't even tried because you are afraid, then this episode is for you. I want you to stay till the end. And if this is the first time you're joining me and you don't know me, I am Bola Adeyeye Omishade. And this is the Bola Adeyeye Omishade Show. It is a community where we support people to be the best and the better version of themselves. So thanks for joining. We air one episode every week. And of course, if you don't want to miss this episode, do not forget to click on the subscribe button. That means a lot to us as well, and to me and the channel. And also, you click on the notification button so that you get reminders when any episode is published, and it will be aired, so you get reminder. And if you enjoy this video as well at the end, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for doing that. And of course, to those that are part of this community, I really appreciate your time and your effort. And I hope that you have found this community very useful in helping you to be the best version of yourself. So thanks for joining me today. Now, conquering the fear of failure. If you have to conquer the fear of failing, it has to start with you, within. It has to start within. It has to start with you making up your mind that even if I fail 10 times, I will succeed the 11th time. Even if you fail, you meet multiple obstacles on the road, you would get to your final destination as long as you persevere, as long as you're consistent. But you see, all this comes from within. All this comes from the drive. And when anybody says to me, oh, I really don't want to fail, I say to them, you are not ready. You're not ready to succeed. You don't love success. You're not passionate about success. Recently, one of my sisters was going to, she was getting herself involved in a project. And just the way I am saying to you, I'm encouraging you not to be scared of failure. Looking watching her, listening to her, wanting to go for this business, I was really scared. I was really worried. And But you see, she believed, she wasn't really scared of failure. She knew what she wanted. She had clear goals. She had clear aims. And, sitting back and reflecting, I was impressed, although I didn't say this to her anyway. But especially there was, I think at some point she was going to go to a remote area. And I was really worried that you're going to a remote area for this business. But she wasn't scared to fail. She wasn't scared to face the obstacles. And that is how you should see success, because she was thirsty for success. She was thirsty to achieve that goal. Are you thirsty to achieve your goals in that business, in that family, in that relationship? Are you really thirsty for that relationship? Are you passionate about that relationship? Do you desire that relationship? Do you need that relationship? If you do, then you wouldn't be scared to fail. So every time when you think that you're scared of failure, my dear, it is. The truth is that you are not thirsty enough. You're not there yet. You're not that passionate. You don't have that drive to achieve that goal. Because if the drive is there, you would prepare your mind to succeed. And of course, like I always say, failure is an opportunity to put things right. Failure is an opportunity that you haven't done something in the right way. And of course, failure comes with a lot of learning. You would have learned one or two things. You need to take that on to your journey, on along your journey to succeeding. Have you failed and sat down and say, okay, I have failed. What do I need to learn? What have I done differently? What do I need to carry along with me on the next level if I have to try again? If you read the stories of those that are successful, those successful men and women, you realize that they have failed many times, and that is why you need to edify yourself being part of a community like this. And I always say to people, when you're always scared of failure, you want one thing that should point you in the direction of where the problem is, asking yourself if you're in the right community. Because if you're amongst or you're part of a community that is not motivating you to succeed, automatically you will be scared to take that bold step. You will be scared to take the risk of succeeding. You will be scared to attempt, to fail well in order to succeed. I think that's the right choice of word. So what community have you found yourself in? Do you have friends who motivate you to succeed? Do you have friends who would encourage you even when you fail? And of course, say that you can do better, try again. Or do you have friends who would just, for every time you fail, they would say, just give up? Do you have friends who are there to motivate you? Because it goes a long way in overcoming the fear of failure. Because if you have friends and family who are not there to motivate you, who are not there as a backbone to push you, to say, okay, to encourage you when you need it, then you're not ready to conquer that fear of failure. Do you really want to conquer that fear of failure? So what, if you do, what efforts have you made, or what efforts are you putting in place to overcome that fear? And like I said, you have given up on yourself, and that is why you are scared. You feel that you cannot achieve that goal. You feel that you are not good enough. But the question is, have you tried? Have you put in the amount of work that is required to achieve that success? Have you even failed at all? And have you seen what failure looks like before concluding? Because sometimes, we human beings, we already have this preconceived mindset without even experiencing it. Have you tried to test it? Have you tasted what failure looks like? Before you make your conclusions. Failure in itself comes with, like I said, it comes with a lot of learning. It comes with a lot of opportunities to do things differently. It comes with um, a lot of opportunity for you to fill in the right gap. Because if you're having to succeed, it means that you're doing something right. It means that you are filling in a blank space. It means that there is a contribution to humanity. So where are you at now? Are you just in that business and you're not patient enough? And you're not patient enough and you're giving up? Why are you giving up? You really need to keep going, because even if you fail 10 times, like I said, you fail 20 times, the 21st time might be that time when you would succeed. So you need to keep going. Are you in that relationship and you're just at the point of giving up? What effort have you made to make that relationship work? Ask yourself, am I actually putting in the right effort that is required? Is there a balance? Because there has to be a balance. And, if you want to succeed, if you're not putting the right amount of work and you're expecting to succeed, then unfortunately, it wouldn't work. Magic will not happen. If you want a relationship and it's one-sided and you want to be happy in the relationship, unfortunately, you won't be happy because it is one-sided. You're thinking about yourself alone. If you want to succeed in that education and you're not spending the amount of time that you need to spend to read, to study, you're not asking the right question, you're not doing your coursework, you will struggle. And then, yes, the fear will stay there because you will give up on yourself and you haven't even made effort as well. So where are you at now? Why are you scared? Why are you scared? You need to start reading books. At some point in my life, I was really struggling, and I started reading some of those books. That the books behind a friend of mine, she kept recommending books, and I kept buying. I started getting I'm so much interested in reading, and but it helped me. It helped me stay on track. It helped me, and that also applies to this show as well. I wasn't afraid of failing. I wasn't afraid of doing it wrong. I might be doing it wrong, you see. I might not be, but I just keep doing it because I feel there is somebody there that someday will find this very useful. And that is me not being afraid to fail, me not being afraid to doing the wrong thing, because this could be wrong. But I believe that when I keep going, somebody who needs to hear this, somebody who needs to find this episode to be the best version of themselves will pick this up. And that is coming from a place of me not being afraid to fail. That is coming from a place of me keep continuity and just keep being consistent. Are you consistent? Are you reading the number of books? Are you studying? Are you putting the amount of effort? Are you trying? Because if you are doing all this, you will be bold enough and say to failure, yes, I know you are here, welcome, what do I need to learn? And then you would move on to the next level. Stop being afraid of failing. Always see failing as an opportunity to move on to the next level, as an opportunity to do something different, as an opportunity to do something right in that relationship, in that business, in that education. Are you with the right friends? Are you in the right community? Are you edifying your mind? Are you putting your mind in the right state? Are you being patient? Because I have realized that lots of people are scared of failing, or are overwhelmed with failure because they are not patient enough. They're not patient enough to reap the fruit of their work. You plant an apple today and then you want to reap the fruit next week. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You have to be patient so that your work, your hard work will yield its fruit. And importantly, you need to take it, the bites, take little bites. Don't bite more than you can chew. I was speaking to my mom and my elder sister, she's not my mom, yes. I was speaking to her and she was, edifying my spirit over some steps I've taken recently. And then I was reflecting and I felt, well, the whole process which I was going through had provided me with an opportunity to learn a lot of things. I took some steps that I didn't reflect on. I didn't take my time. I just took those steps. And after taking those steps, I started maybe feeling bad or regretting that, why did I do this? So she was edifying my spirit. And that's because I opened up my mind so that others can give me the feedback that I need to hear. And I took that on board because it's helping me in my journey to be a better person. I really want to be a better person. When I say to her, and I want to be like you, I want to do some of the things you do. And that's because I am mingling with the right people who do things that I want to do. And I'm edifying myself with listening to the right talks and not negative ones. And also it comes from a place of me really wanting to change. Do you really want to change? Do you really want to overcome that fear of failing? Then you need to listen to the right words. You need to find yourself in the right community. You need to be patient. You need to be consistent. Because magic is not going to happen if you don't have all this at the back of your mind, because it's a conscious effort. You wouldn't be able to conquer that fear of failing. Take away whatever you take away the mindset that failure is the end of everything. Some people feel that when they have failed, then it's the end of the world. And that's why you see some people committing suicide after they have failed. Some people committing suicide after they have lost, they made a loss in the business. When you have made a loss in the business, you need to sit down and reflect. It can be very hard. It can be very painful. You can be very depressing. I agree. Take some time to grieve over it. Take some time to grieve and feel bad. You can cry if you want, but then sit down and use it as an opportunity to learn. What do I need to learn from this failure? What did I do wrongly? How do I align myself appropriately so that I succeed? And do you know when you're actually a failure? When you give up. When you actually give up is when you have failed. So do not give up. If you are at that edge of giving up, I am imploring you today that this is not the time for you to give up. You have failed. Sit down and reflect and ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this exercise? What do I need to take on along in my journey to succeeding? Because I don't want to give up. And then you need to start aligning yourself appropriately. I was on LinkedIn and I was some person put an article of him gaining a scholarship, and he said that he while he was studying, he always did this night shift, and he's either watching a movie when all the clients are asleep, but on this specific day he had seen the scholarship, the advertisement for the scholarship, and then when it was time for him to maybe take a rest and all that, he felt, well, instead of watching this very interesting movie, he would just apply for this scholarship. He did apply for the scholarship. I'm not saying, well, he didn't say it was a very he said it was a very boring process, filling in the application and all that. But at the end of the day, he got the application, he got the scholarship. So what am I trying to say? He made use of his time wisely. My husband is always saying, oh, if I had, you're not using your time wisely, you're not, sort of, and that's also finding yourself in the right community. He said, wake up call for me, because sometimes the little time I have to rest, I just spend it doing some things that I'm not supposed to do. But now the question for you here is, what are you spending your time doing? Are you spending your time trying to overcome that fear? Or are you spending your time mourning over that failure? Are you spending your time looking at things that you need to do rightly? Because you need to spend your time wisely, and it has to be a very, very conscious decision. It has to be, because it is preconceived. The whichever way you act is what you have thought, is what is going on in your head. So if you make up your mind that I am going to spend my time wisely on succeeding, I am going to spend my time wisely in making efforts to overcome this fear, I am going to spend my time wisely in using it to learn from this failure, then you are on the right path to succeeding. You're on the right path to succeeding. If this is you, you are just at that point of giving up, or you have already given up, I want you to go back, take the pieces, pick up the pieces, and say, I have failed this time. I am going to try again. I want you to keep trying, because that 6th time, that 7th time, that 8th time might be that time when you will succeed. Be patient, be consistent. Find yourself in the right community. And I believe that someday, I believe when the time is right, I believe that when you have put in the right amount of effort that is required for you to succeed, you will shine. Go and shine forth. Make the best use of all the resources. Keep trying. And of course, you need to be passionate about, you need to be thirsty for success, to be able to conquer and overcome fear. If somebody needs to hear this, I want you to share it with them. Share with your family, share with your friend. And if you have found anything very useful, or ways in which you have tried to conquer fear, or you have overcome fear in the past, I want you to leave them in the comment section. Read them, because a lot of people read your comments. They find them very useful. So leave them in the comment section so that we can all learn and overcome this fear, that takes over people's mind, this fear that can be overwhelming and stops us from succeeding. Share your thoughts, share them in the comment section. And of course, do not forget that if you have any question, the email is on the screen. And do not forget to follow our social media pages if you have not followed it, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, and yes, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for joining me today. This is Bola Adeyeye Omishade, and I'll see you next week. Bye.